Hello and welcome to this early morning vinyasa. This is a class that's designed to help wake up your sleepy body and get you ready for the rest of the day. So when you're ready, we're going to start in a straddle stance, so stepping the feet wide with the feet parallel. You can find a slight bend in the knees because the legs are probably feeling a little bit tighter as you've just woken up. Then bring the hands to the hip creases here and find a gentle fold forwards. We're just going to hang out here for a couple breaths. You can keep the hands on the hips or take a hold of the elbows. And if you want to chill in complete stillness, then please go ahead. Or if you'd like to rock from side to side, that's also an option. Spread the toes and press down through the feet to find some stability. And then start to deepen the breath. Just letting the torso hang heavy. Let the back of the neck lengthen. Beautiful. And then swing over towards your right leg and fold over the right leg. You can place the hands on the mat here, or you can reach to take a hold of your ankle. Whichever variation works. Taking a few steady breaths here. Just in and out. Not forcing anything, just staying wherever you're at. Really nice. Okay, swing over to the left leg and we'll fold over this side. Breathing nice and deep. Letting the body soften into the pose, coming into it without force. Really nice. Okay, swing over to your right leg and keep the left fingertips on the mat. Reach the right arm up to twist open. You can gaze up at your right hand, or you can gaze down if it feels better for your neck. Take a deep breath in, reach up through the right arm. And as you exhale out, wrap the arm around the back. See if you can reach for your left waistband or maybe the hip crease. Keep rolling the right shoulder back to find a little bit more rotation through the spine. Let's stay for one more deep breath in. And a smooth exhale out. And then release the right arm, walk both hands over to your left foot, keeping the right fingertips grounded, reaching the left arm up. Inhale as you twist open. Find a place that feels comfortable to focus the gaze. And with an exhale, wrap the left arm around the back. See if you can find your waistband, your t-shirt, or maybe even the hip crease. Roll the left shoulder back to deepen the twist. Staying for one more deep breath in. And a lovely exhale out. Really good. Release the left arm and walk both of the hands back through center. Now bring your hands to your hips. On an inhale, slowly stand all the way up. And keeping the heels grounded, open the toes out 45 degrees. Start to bend the knees, sink the hips down. And you don't have to go super low right now. You can stay wherever feels comfortable. We're just looking to get a little bit of an opening into the hips. Start to sway from side to side here. Find a place to rest the hands, relax the shoulders. We're just focusing on waking up the lower body, mobilizing the hips. Beginning to activate muscles in the legs, particularly the quads right now. Really good. Just a couple more times from side to side, beginning to generate a little bit more heat now. Really good. And then slowly take a moment in center, wherever you find your center. Sink the hips down a little bit more. And then pushing through the feet, straighten out the legs, lift the hips. Really good. Come and stand at the top of your mat. Stepping the feet together now. Take a moment to ground down. Standing nice and tall, gazing ahead of you. And on your inhale, reaching the arms up, gaze up. As you exhale, fold forwards. Bending at the knees if you need to modify your fold. Inhale, lift halfway, gaze down. Exhale, let's step it back into plank pose. Stack the shoulders over the wrists, gaze in between the thumbs. And then we'll lower the knees down here straight away. So nothing major this morning, just some gentle movements. Spread the fingers wide, create a stable base with the hands. And on an inhale, lower the belly, begin arching the spine, gaze forwards. Exhale as you round the back, press away from the mat. Inhale, lower the belly, roll the shoulders back to feel the chest open. And as you exhale and round, really push away from your mat like you're lifting the back of the heart. Couple more times at the pace of your own breath. Take it slow and steady, synchronizing your movements with your breath. Really good. Okay, come back into a neutral position. Let's wake up the core a little bit. So straighten the right leg back, lift the foot off the mat. And then finding your balance here, reach the left arm forwards. Gaze in between I was going to say in between the hands, but both hands are not on the mat anymore. Gaze at your right thumb. And if you notice that the back is beginning to arch, think of nipping in the front ribs. You're closing off the space between the front ribs and the hip bones, the ones right at the front of your pelvis. Keep that back leg lifted, keep reaching left arm forwards. Let's stay for one more deep breath in. Exhale out. Really good. Now lower the left hand, lower the right knee. Let's switch sides. So left leg goes back and up. Find your balance, gazing at the left thumb, and then reaching right arm forwards. And again, just checking in with the low back especially. Notice if you need to nip in the front ribs to lengthen the low back. And keeping the back leg lifted, right arm reaching forwards. Hold it here, press away from the mat. One more deep breath in. And out. Super nice. Lower the right hand, lower the left knee. A little bit more dynamic this time. Straighten out the right leg back and the left arm forwards. Starting on an inhale in this position. And as you exhale, bring the elbow to the knee like a baby crunch. Inhale as you open out, create length. And exhale as you bring elbow to knee, curling in. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you crunch. Take it 2 more times. Inhale, reach away. Exhale, crunching in. See if you can tap the elbow to the knee. Last one, inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Really good. Open out, come back through your balance. And then lower the hand and the knee. We'll take it to the next side. So straightening left leg back. Right arm forwards. Starting on an inhale here. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale as you open, reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale as you open, really reaching away from the body. Exhale as you crunch, slow and controlled. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, open out. Exhale as you crunch in. Come back through the balance, reaching away. And then lower the hand, lower the knee. Really good. Start to sway from side to side. And we'll just warm up the wrists a little bit more. And I encourage you to find any movements that feel good. Maybe shifting the shoulders and the hips from side to side, letting the head just hang heavy. Really good. Then spin the fingers to face the edges of the mat and keep rocking from side to side. Focus on keeping the hand planted so your fingers aren't moving, just the rest of the body. And if it feels available, spin the fingers to face the knees. And if you're coming to this place, then focus on rocking forwards and backwards. And the heel of your hand is going to want to lift. The challenge here is to keep the heel of the hand on the mat. So no movement there. Really good. Spin the fingers all the way forwards. And then let's reverse that. So flip the right hand down and the left hand down. If it's too much to go both hands at the same time, then just do one hand at a time. And we'll just hold this here. If you feel like you need a little bit more stability, then come and sit down on the heels so this can feel a little bit comfier. Keep spreading the fingers wide, pressing the top of the wrist into the mat. Amazing. And then flipping the hands back. If you need to give the hands a little bit of a roll out, please go ahead. I know that can be quite an intense stretch. And then setting the hands back down, come back into your tabletop. Start to tuck the toes and we'll slowly lift the hips into down dog. So taking your time up, on the way up. Don't worry if the legs don't want to straighten out. It's fine wherever you're at. And then begin to pedal out the legs. Invite the hamstrings to open ever so slightly. Finding any other movements that feel good as you begin to feel into your body. Feel into those spaces that haven't quite woken up yet. Wonderful. And then go and settle in, find stillness. And step the feet together. We'll open out to side plank on the left. Stack the shoulder over the wrist, reach the right arm up. And then lower the left knee down to the mat. So we're modifying today. From here, reach the right arm overhead towards the top of your mat. And spin the chest open so you gaze up at the sky here. It's a beautiful pose for opening up the front of the body. Breathe deeply here. Keep pressing the left hand into the mat for stability. Beautiful. Then gaze down at the left hand for balance and begin to walk the right foot forwards next to your left hand. And then you'll spin the back foot to face the back of the mat. And then slowly reach the right arm behind you, coming into a twist. And slowly lift off the left hand, staying in the twist with the arms in a T shape. Relax the shoulders down the back as you find your pose. And we'll hold it here. Lifting up from the crown of the head so you're creating lots of length. Continuing to spin the body to the right side. Stay with it a few more breaths. Beautiful. Then lower the right arm. As you turn the body to face forwards, reach the right arm back up. Then begin to let the front knee track past the ankle so the hips sink down. We begin to get a lovely stretch for the front of the left thigh. If you like, you can bring hands together in prayer. Rolling the shoulders back to invite the chest to open. Stay here for a deep breath in. Soft exhale out. One more breath like this. Exhale to let it go. Wonderful. Lower the hands down to the mat. Start to straighten out the front leg. Then flex the foot so you're just balancing on the heel. This can be quite intense with the hamstrings in the early hours. So start to bend the knee just a little bit, make it more accessible. And from here, gaze down, feel the back of the neck lengthen. Just a couple breaths like this. Focus on flexing the foot. Really nice. Then keeping the left hand or fingertips on the mat, reach the right arm up to twist open. And if you're feeling a little bit wobbly, focus on squeezing the inner thighs towards one another. Create that stability. Then from here, you can gaze to the side of your room or you can gaze up, whichever feels best for the neck. Focus on reaching up through the right arm, rolling the right shoulder back to deepen the twist. 2 more breaths here. Smooth inhale and soft exhale. Really good. Now lower the right hand back down to the mat as you untwist. Bend the right knee. And we'll step it back into plank pose from here. So stacking the shoulders over the wrists, we're staying here a couple breaths. Gaze in between your thumbs. Then checking in with the pelvis if the hips are piking up like so. Imagine that you've got a tail and you're just tucking your tail in between the legs ever so slightly, coming into that posterior pelvic tilt. Draw the tummy in, think navel to spine. And press away from your mat. 1 more breath in. And out. Really nice. Lower the knees down. And lower all the way down to the belly. From here, we'll bring the forearms to the mat for sphinx pose. Press the tops of the feet into the mat, squeeze the glutes, activate the legs, and then pressing the forearms into the mat to lift the chest. Roll the shoulders down the back. If you like, you can soften the eyes closed here, tune into a deeper breath. Focus on rolling the shoulders down the back, pulling the chest forwards. Okay, bring the hands under the shoulders and slowly make your way back into down dog. Taking your time on the way up. And then taking a couple moments and movements to settle in, get comfy. Wonderful. Okay, step the feet together. Let's open out into side plank on the right. So start by stacking the shoulder on top of the wrist. Reach the left arm up. And then lower the right knee down. Reach the left arm overhead towards the top of your mat and spin the chest to the sky. Gazing up if it feels okay for your head and neck. If not, gaze down. Keep pressing away from the mat. Create a stable base. And let's breathe together here. Deep breath in. And a smooth exhale out. 1 more breath like this. Inhale deep. Exhale out. And then slowly begin to edge the left foot all the way forwards, coming next to your right hand. Spin the back foot so it's parallel with the edges of the mat. And then slowly reaching the left arm back behind you as you lift off the right hand, coming up through the twist. Take a moment to get your stability, find your pose. And then focus on lifting up from the crown of the head, create lots of length. And with each exhale, finding a little bit more of a twist. Beautiful work. 1 more breath here. Exhale out. Lower the left arm as you face forwards and then reach the arm back up. Let the front knee track forwards, hips sink down. Settle into your lunge. Beautiful. Finding a deep stretch for the front of the right thigh now. Find a place that feels comfortable for the hands. Encourage the chest to open. Connecting with your breath in these moments of stillness. One more breath in and out. And then lower the hands down to the mat. Start to straighten out that front leg, flex the foot, and then gaze down. Feel the back of the neck lengthen. Again, if this is a lot for the hamstrings today, then find a little bend in that front knee. Make the pose your own. Focus on flexing the foot. And then notice how you get so much more feeling in the leg when you do that. Wonderful. Keeping the right hand or fingertips grounded, reach the left arm up to twist open. Focus on squeezing inner thighs together to help with those wobbles. And then reaching up with the left hand, spinning the chest open. Beautiful work. Gazing up or down, whichever feels best for your neck. Deep breath in. Smooth exhale out. One more breath here. And then lower the left hand down as you untwist. Bend the front knee. And we'll step it back into plank pose. Really nice. Again, staying here a couple breaths. So take a moment to check your alignment, shoulders over the wrists. Tilting your pelvis so the hips don't pike up. Pressing away from the mat, stay strong here. Beautiful. And let's lower down through chaturanga. Lower the knees like last time if you prefer. Or join me as we shift forwards, bending the arms lower down to the belly with control. Untuck the toes and then bring the hands in front of you, just a little bit wider than the shoulders. Come up onto tented fingers. Pressing through the fingertips here, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest for a wide cobra. And on an exhale, begin to bend back into the arms, lower the chest down. And we'll move with the breath like this. Inhale, press through the hands, lift the chest. Roll the shoulders down the back. And exhale, soften the chest back down, bending through the arms. Inhale as you lift. Beautiful work, opening the chest. And exhale as you lower down. One more like this. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Wonderful. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Press all the way up into tabletop. Set the knees underneath the hips. And keep the hips over the knees here. Then start to reach the hands forwards. Begin to sink the chest down, coming into puppy pose. And this can feel quite a lot for the shoulders today, so a great way to modify is just to bring the forearms to the mat. And let the chin come towards the chest, so it's a little bit less extreme for the shoulders. However, if you're feeling a little bit more open this morning, then keep the forearms lifted, focus on sending the chest down. And the forearms will eventually come down, but the arms are straight. Then resting the forehead or the chin on the mat, whichever feels best for you. Settle in, deepen your breath. Wonderful. And slowly make your way back into tabletop, supporting yourself as you come back up. And from here, edge the knees together. And then cross the left leg in front of the right. Stack the knees. Then open the feet out to either edge of the mat. And then walk the hands into the knees as you sit the hips back in the space between the legs. And you may need to take a couple of adjustments here just to get comfy. If this feels too much to have both legs like this, then just straighten out the leg that is underneath for a great modification. And then just resting the hands on the ankles here, lift the chest, roll the shoulders down the back, and we'll close the eyes. Start with a smooth inhale, really filling up the chest. And a soft exhale. Feel the chest settle down. A few more breaths like this, finding a sense of grounding with each inhale and exhale. Wonderful. Then walking the hands forwards, rock over onto the tops of your knees. And we're just going to switch now, so bringing the right leg in front of the left, stack the knees. Walk the hands closer to you as you sit back between the legs. And again, find those mini adjustments and straighten out the leg that is underneath if you are modifying. And finding a place for the hands, settle in, soften the eyes closed. Lifting up from the crown of the head to sit up nice and tall. Really good. Staying for one more breath in and out. Beautiful. Then walking the hands forwards, come onto the tops of the knees. Uncross the legs to come back into your tabletop. Then keeping the big toes touching, open the knees out to the edges of the mat. Sit the hips back to the heels and reach the arms forwards. Settle into child's pose. Inviting the whole of the body to soften now in our final pose of the practice. Deepen your breath. And notice if there's anywhere that's still feeling a little bit tight or tense. With each exhale, focus on letting go in those spaces. Like you're letting go another layer of tension, inviting the body to become softer, more relaxed. Okay, start to press through the hands as if you're pushing yourself back towards your heels. Holding this for a couple breaths, so we're finding lots of length from the fingertips down to the tailbone. Pushing yourself back towards your hips and your heels. Really nice. And then begin to walk the hands in towards the chest. Lift yourself up into a kneeling position. Keeping the eyes closed for now. Rest the hands on your thighs as you sit up in a kneeling position. Relax the shoulders down the back. And let's take a final deep breath in together. And a long exhale out. And then bringing your hands to prayer heart center. Take a moment to thank yourself for spending this time to set yourself up for an amazing day. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.